Good morning, everybody. This is Debbie from Stampsnuff, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator based out of Lake Havasu City, Arizona. And I'm glad to be with you this morning, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We did. It was really quiet here, just Tim and I, and kind of like being able to honeymoon again. So we had a great time. So this card that we're going to do today is a really cute little card, very easy and simple, and it'd be a super choice for the last minute cards where you have to do a whole bunch, but you want to have handmade cards. So I'm going to show you how to do that really easily. This card uses Stampin' Up's Christmas Gleaming and the Peace and Joy set and dies. So, okay. Now, if you need anything, also with these sets, I have the punches. So it makes it really easy to stamp and punch out multiples on these. Sometimes punches are easier than your dies. If there's anything that you need, feel free to shop my online store, and it's at stampsnuff.org. All the particulars for this card will be on the website. There's a free tutorial, and it has a picture. I don't have one right here with me. It has a photograph of the card. It has the dimensions, all the cut information, how to make the card, and then it has a supply list, and it will show you right where to click, and then a PDF will come up and you can print it off free. So anyway, let's get going here. Okay, get all my little bits and pieces. Okay, this is let's put this here, very easy card to do. On the inside of the card, I have joy, and then I carry the theme from the front into the inside, and you don't want any naked insides, and you don't want any naked envelopes. In my classroom, that's heresy if we don't have stamps for the envelopes and the inside. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this to the bottom. And I love the multi-purpose glue. And the reason being, whenever you put the glue on and you've got it on your project, if you're using other types of adhesives, once they stick, they are stuck. Where with the glue, if you get it on and it is not totally centered and even, you can kind of slide it around. So that makes it very easy. Okay, now we're going to get ready for our inside. Now also what I have, I don't know if you can see this, but this panel here is embossed with the Subtles embossing folder. And I don't have that right here with me, but that's what this panel is embossed with. So I'll just put this on. Then we'll put this panel, and I'm going to put some dimensionals on. And I always make sure that I put dimensionals in the center because paper tends to sag, and you don't want a card that's sagging it. Kind of takes something away from the personality. Okay, then I'm going to place this right about here. And I'm going to put our wording. Okay, now I'll use my silicone craft sheet here, and I've left this from last time I used it, so you can see the glue is kind of dried on it. And what's great about this is, did you see that? That comes right off and you throw it away. So it doesn't stay on there permanently, but it's a place to glue everything so you preserve your work surface and you don't get glue everywhere. So what I do is put a little bit of glue on, and then I get my little sponge and I kind of get a light coating. Well, I kind of pulled that out, but what we're going to do here, alrighty, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the mini dimensionals for this because they're kind of, this is a smaller area, but I want to make sure that I get it secured well and that it stays in place. Okay, take the little jackets off. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to pop this layer up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the dimensionals on this side. And because we already have one layer in there, we only want one layer of dimensionals. And then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this side to secure it. Okay. Now I'm going to stamp our ornaments. Whoop. I left my pad open the other night. I might have to re-ink it. Let me check this again here. Okay, that's better. That is my biggest downfall, is I get into a project and then when it's time to quit, I'm tired, and I try and make sure I get all my stamp pads closed, but sometimes I don't. Okay. And what we're going to do, so we're going to take get this out of the way before I get myself in it and get it all over. Okay. So you could have a sheet of these and just go right along the sheet, lickety split, and cut them all out and get all your pieces ready to go. Okay, now we'll go back with the dimensionals again. Put one here. Okay. Now with this one, I'm going to put this right about here. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. Just glue this, and then I'm going to remove this cover here. And I'm going to put this right about here. Okay, now I'm going to put a little strip here that's going to mimic the ribbon. Okay, right about here. Now, trim that off. Okay, I have stamped these off camera. Now, what I'm going to do here, I forgot my stickles. So I'm going to do them with a colored pencil. This is very easy. Then I'm going to kind of blend them off with the Gamsol. Now Gamsol you can get any art supply store. And I'm going to take my little blending stump and I'm going to get it kind of saturated just a little bit. And what it does is it kind of breaks down the, see how that enhances the color? What it does is it breaks down the colored pencil. And it's, you really can get like a watercolor effect on it. And it doesn't take very much, but you can do it with odor. It's like an odorless mineral spirits, but this is different. You want to make sure that you get artist quality rather than in the hardware store. They have what they call odorless, but believe me, it's not, because man, I almost got sick off of that stuff one time. It was not odorless. There is a big difference. Okay, so I'm going to take these and I'm going to kind of along here where the veins are. I kind of like to fold my leaves that way so it gives them a little bit more of a realistic look. Do the same with this one again and put a dimensional on the back. Kind of stick it right in here. Okay. Get my little handy dandy bow jig here. My hubby made for me. And what I'm going to do here with these, I'm going to trim them and then I'm going to fray it off a little bit. Just want to kind of fray this. And if you have a ribbon that frays easily, it's just kind of a added texture to it. Sometimes they fray off real easy and sometimes they don't. I'm gonna cut this straight off, so maybe it will, this one will fray a little easier. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. I'll get my little mini glue dots here. What I affectionately call snot dots, because that's kind of what they look like. Okay. Then I'm going to put that right there. Then I'm going to clip the "and" down. I've stamped it off camera. Going to clip this down. Put just a little bit of glue. And then I'll show you what I do for the, to make these look more three-dimensional. Okay, now I'm going to put this right here. Okay. Then I'm going to take my Stampin' Up! Fine Point glue pen. Oop. Well, that will teach me not to put the good, if you're going to put a pin in the top here, you've got to make sure that you do get the good quilters ones, that you don't get the cheap ones, because what happens with the cheap ones is they come apart just like that one did. So, okay, what I'm going to do is I use this glue just like it were either Crystal Effects or, whoops, I didn't get the jacket off of that dimensional. I guess it won't stick if I don't. There we go. And I just put little circular blobs of glue, and it will take that, probably about 15 minutes or so. Can you see? And then it gives them the effect of being rounded. Now these have stickles on them. So it just is your own preference as what you want to use. Okay. Now then let me get these over here. That's wet. Put that away. No naked envelope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the background here and I'm going to put a little yellow, especially on the edges. And I use Prisma pencils and Gamsol, because that blends it off really nice. Okay. Okay. Then I am just going to put some little bit of dark in there. And then I will go back to the red like I did with the other. And now I'll go back to the Gamsol. And what I do is I'll use this red and this green. Now when you want to change colors with the stump, I have a sanding, this is sandpaper, little things of sandpaper on it. And what you do is you just sand down your stump, and that takes the color off, and it's ready to be used for any other color. You just want to sand that off. And when this gets too dirty, then you rip it off and use the next sanding part. So anyway. But see the difference when you use the Gamsol? So you can see right there the difference. Kind of looks like a hot mess before, but when you get it done, I should have put some in a little bowl. That makes it easier, because I like to saturate my stump pretty good. So now I'm going to go and blend this in. So it kind of changes your pencils, your colored pencils, into more of a watercolor effect. So that is really cool. So basically, that's all there is to this card. So you have this one here. This was my sample. And then also with the same set, I have made this card with the envelope and the inside. Then I have this one, has the envelope that's decorated. And this one is Peace on Earth to You and Yours. Hark the Herald Angels Sing. So this one is a fun fold. It kind of opens up more like a book. So anyway, this is a great set for you to have in your repertoire for making Christmas cards. And these dies here with this set, this stamps out the bright peace and joy and all of this. And these are the dies that cut them out. So you can have there's the tiny part of the writing, and then there's the backing for it, and then there's a bigger blob that goes in behind. If you want a little more, if you've got a really light background and you want to differentiate with the light, that would be great for it. So, okay, if you need any of these products to do this, check out my website at stampsnstuff.org. I'd appreciate it if you'd support me in liking, sharing, subscribing to my Facebook or YouTube channels. We have a monthly drawing, and everyone that likes, shares, comments, or subscribes gets put in for a monthly drawing. This month it's a paper pumpkin kit. And as far as ordering online, for every $35 order this month, the free gift is this note card set. And there's 24 envelopes and 24 cards. It's a cool little set, and I have an example of some things that you can do with it on the website. So I think that's about it. Anyway, have a great rest of your holiday weekend, and thank you for taking your time to spend it with me, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you, and have a